Hello everybody, it's Cape Rugby TV time. We talk about what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby. This is one of my favourite times of the year to talk about Club Rugby because we get the various captains in around the table, so to speak, that have been playing against each other. We call it the captain's table. And I think that one of the reasons why it is so exciting is because a lot of these guys sometimes have not met each other before other than on the field. And then you get to hear all the conversations and the interesting stories of what actually happens behind the scenes. So the captain's table is a very exciting, interesting component of the Cape Rugby TV show. Remember, of course, Dulux Maitland on board with Cape Rugby TV. Score energy drinks. You can win yourself a case of Score a little bit later during the course of the show. Hisense on board as our official technical partner. And MChem 24-hour pharmacy. You'll find them on the corner of Durban Road and the N1. They open 24 hours a day. Cape Town's only 24-hour pharmacy. Right, folks, we've got a great lineup for you today. We'll be speaking to the captains from Morning Star and Rugby and Blue Stars, and they, of course, come out of the Southern and Northern Leagues. It's been a fantastic season. Three now going up to Super League C. Let me introduce you to my first guest then from Morning Star, Etienne Boertes. Welcome, Etienne.
Hi, thanks, JP.
Eerste keer vir jou, hier's op die show, né?
Yeah, JP.
It's great to have you. And then, of course, Aidan Robinson, vice captain and plays centre at Rugby. Hello, Aidan.
Oh, thanks, JP.
First time for you, though. Etienne has been interviewed lots of times this year already. He's become like a local household celebrity. Yes, for you.
Yes, first time for me, first time I interview as well.
First time interview and first time on the show. And then from Blue Stars, Adrian Fisher.
Yes, JP.
Nice to have you back.
No.
Well, no, not back, first time.
Yeah, I've been interviewed, I think in 2016 at the Score
at the Sevens
tournament. No, it's a tournament in Stellenbosch.
Right.
Blake's tournament.
Oh, that's right,
last
of course.
time, yeah.
When you had that, at one stage there was a round robin with the Sevens.
Yes.
Very exciting, yeah. Etienne, how's your season been?
JP, our season has been very great. We've competed in the Southern League. Only drew one game. We ended up first in the Southern League, unbeaten. And so we went down to the Promotional League. Ended up second behind Blue Stars. Well, we have to congratulate Blue Stars on the first place in the Promotional League.
Well, it's an interesting scenario here. Soos ek nou verduidelik het net maar, I mean, you during the league would not have played against Adrian and Aidan, whereas Adrian and Aidan, you guys would have played each other in the league side.
Yes.
Only in the Promotion League,
Yes.
Etienne,
Yes.
would you? So this is the first time. Well, other than in the Promotion League, you'd never met the guys before.
Yes, we've played a friendly against Rugby in the pre-season.
Yeah.
So we played twice against Rugby this year, pre-season friendly and one in the Promotional League.
So Aidan, you and Adrian then, you guys are now, all three teams are going to be promoted to Super League C.
Yes.
Is it fair to say that you guys are enemies?
No, I don't think so. I don't think at all. I think after the Promotion League, when I played both these teams,
Yeah.
they both said, please go win your games that we can go up together.
Really?
So, yes.
What is there, some sort of camaraderie that we don't know about?
Yes, like whenever you play the teams and after the game, you would ask the guys, you must still play Morning Star, just beat them for us, or you must beat them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so, so that's how we chat to the guys and actually become friends at the end of the day.
How many times did you guys play against each other so far?
I think between Blue Stars and Rugby, 2 times this year. The first time they beat us, and the second time in the, was it Promotion League?
Yeah.
We just returned the favor and clapped them.
What do brag hulle so? Yeah. No, but you've had some great. All three of you have had a great season. I mean, the fact is you're getting promoted to Super League C. I mean, Aidan, do you think that there's a difference? One of the things that I noticed is that we seem to understand that the teams in Super League C that had to play against each other for promotion, they were on an equal level almost. They came out of the same league. But then we all of a sudden saw the City League, the Northern League, and the Southern League having to play against each other.
Yes.
And there was definitely a difference
Yeah.
between the leagues. It wasn't like you could say they were all from Super League A. I mean, Super League A, B or C.
Yeah.
Did you feel that there was a difference between the standard of rugby, or maybe the quality of rugby, between City, Southern, Northern leagues?
Yes, most definitely. I think the 3 leagues, it brings an exciting component because you don't get to play of those teams perhaps in your league.
Yeah.
So you don't always know what to expect. You go on assumption because you've watched maybe a game or two of them, but you haven't played them. So I think it made it very exciting for us to get them in the promotional league. And what makes it exciting about the promotional league is you have to be on your A game all the time. The margin for error is very small.
I mean, if you look at a team like Masi Pumelele, for example, they were unbeaten all the way through, and then when it came to so it looked like in the City League they were, really dominating.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden the City League came to play against the Northern and the Southern League.
They fell out of the bus.
And exactly, yeah. It goes again, shows that there's kind of a mismatch.
Yes. And I feel that the Northern League was, not to say that
Southern League.
The Southern League wasn't that good, but we could see that Morningstar didn't belong there.
Yeah.
To be honest, they belonged with the big dogs in the Northern League actually.
Yeah.
So and you can see the end of the league.
But I think the Northern League were the most dominant, competitive, dominant league between the three leagues.
Yeah.
Because they got big teams like Rugby, Blue Stars, Van der Stel Evergreens.
Some tough teams there. I mean, he's spot on. I mean, if you look at those,
all the names.
Yeah, those are kind of the name. But I mean, for both of you guys, the Blue Stars and Rugby, you've come sort of up a level to a new level, I would say, in the last 3 years. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely, JP. On our side, we're the same team, same small town in Klapmuts, where we just changed the coach, and we got a bit of structure in and a bit of fitness, and completely different team.
And you managed to do that without resources.
Yeah, no resources from outside. We just said,
what is it then that worked for you?
To be honest, JP, it's just the camaraderie between the guys. Like I said, new coach, completely new coach. He didn't know what to expect, and at the end of the day, his goal was to win the league, and we did it.
Aiden Rugby, the same scenario.
Yes, same scenario. I think the thing that worked for us was the management changed. Let's say we had a new management, a new coaching staff as well. More or less the same bunch of guys, and then just the youngsters that the coach brought up, myself included. Never played first team before until this year. So I think that and the unity between the guys, I think that's what carried us through the leagues.
Etienne, Morningstar, we've spoken about Morningstar a couple of times during the course of the year as almost like the Cinderella story of Western Province Rugby. I mean, what a fantastic story. Coming out of nowhere, and not only just stepping up, but coming through unbeaten.
Yes.
And I know we spoke about this at retreat, the kind of the fairy tale story of coming through. Has this sunk in a bit? Do the guys in the squad, do they actually know what they've done?
Yes, JP. I think for the past 4 years, back when we started in 2015, we started in the Simmonsburg League.
Yeah. 16
and 17, we got promoted to the Southern League. In the start of the season this year, the coach Eisters, that guy is a real motivation to us. He's got a saying, never walk on grass. You never walk on grass. Altijd op je tone.
Yeah.
So that means you must put in the hard work on the practice field, and everything will pay off on the playing field. So the guys in the squads, they were very motivated, dedicated, JP. So our motivation and dedication paid off. They really paid hard for us.
For you guys, both of you, did you both have to play against Morningstar in the promotion league?
Yes.
Now, it would have been then maybe a surprise because you wouldn't have played in the league. Did you have any idea what to expect when you tackled Morningstar?
In our situation, yes, sort of, because we got them, as we said, in the friendly. So we knew more or less that they like to run.
Yeah.
A lot of running rugby, and then we got them in the promotion league, and that the game against Morningstar was, if we won them that day, we would have automatically get the promotion. Yes. And we lost that day, so it means we had to go play out again.
The mighty Wraithby lost to Morningstar.
Yes, on our home. That was our first loss.
At home.
At home. that was a bitter pill to swallow.
We've got a couple of games we're going to look at. We're going to look at the match between Blue Stars and Van der Stel, as well as a couple of the other games. At least not Massey. Morningstar against Retreat, and we'll show some of the highlights and let the guys carry on. remembering or reminiscing over the season. Right, MChem 24-hour pharmacy, folks, on the corner of the N1 and Durban Road. Got all your pharmaceutical needs, all your sports nutrition needs, and your orthopedic needs, and really 24-hour pharmacy and free parking. Get out there to the MChem 24-hour pharmacy on the corner of N1 and Durban Road. You can see the big sign from the side of the N1. Anything that you need, just pop in there, and they'll be able to sort you out. When we come back from the break, we'll continue with our captain's table. We're speaking to Morning Star captain Etienne Boertes and Rugby captain Aidan Robertson, as well as Adrian Fisher from Blue Stars. Back in a sec. It's Cape Rugby TV. You're watching us every Wednesday between 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock. And don't forget the repeats on Saturday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Etienne, you watch Cape Rugby often?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Don't have to say that just because you're on the table.
I watch it every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday, really?
Yes.
So, and tell me a little bit about that. I mean, I'm never obviously in the room with you when you guys are watching. But has the TV show had any kind of impact? Has it been nice for the players to hear about themselves and their results and see you on TV?
Yeah, JP, actually, the last time we played against the Retreat, Facebook was booming on the club's page. Everybody was tagging me. Captain, they called me the greatest. Captain, the greatest was on TV last night. The kids at school, yeah, your father was there, your father's on TV, but just as like I'm saying, we're very proud to see ourselves on TV, our results. People are getting, oh, that's Morning Star, there's the silent sessions again. Okay, then I say, yes, with the silent sessions, we're very humble.
Dink jy dat gaan meer spelers kom speel by julle, hulle sien vir Morning Star op die TV en
Definitely, JP, definitely. There's a lot of youngsters coming through from school now.
Yeah.
Because next year we must have under 20s. We got a new coach coming in from All Saints, Mr. Rodney Bialkem. He's joined the club 2 weeks ago. So things are looking very positive for us.
And which schools are the ones closest to you?
Santa Carol High School and Drummondville High School. So we've got a lot of youngsters in the communities coming through for us.
Aidan, Rugby's been on quite a lot. I mean, we were out at Rugby for sevens tournaments.
Yes.
We filmed a couple of games there. In fact, I think one of the messiest games that I've ever been or filmed at was at Rugby. At one stage, we even brought the president of SASCOC, Mr. Gideon Sam, out to Rugby. So Rugby's been on TV quite a lot.
Yeah.
Lyndon Julius, old friend of Cape Rugby TV, he's a Rugby connection and a St. George's connection. It's a whole family connection there. Yes. Is there a sort of been any, what has the TV show impact had at Rugby for you guys, if any?
I think, no, there has been definitely a impact, the TV show, yes. Especially when you came to do our East River game. There's that exciting factor where you're excited to see ourselves the game that's going to play on the Wednesday evening. Yeah. So everybody, all the players were speaking in the group, saying they can't wait for the show to happen and being excited to get home from work to watch the show. So definitely, and to watch my opponents as well, to see what they did for the past weekend.
Do you guys do that? Do you quickly watch and
analyze?
Yeah, definitely.
There's only 1.5 minutes you've got to watch.
But you
yeah, of course the highlights is very short. Yes. We've got 100 and odd clubs to look after, but yeah. Adrian, let's tell us a little about Blue Stars, the kind of neighbouring clubs and neighbouring schools, and I mean, you guys have had a great season. You're going up to Super League C. We'll talk about the aspects of the challenges of Super League C in a minute, but Blue Stars also great season. Tell us a little bit about the neighborhood and the community and the schools around.
Yes, Blue Star is very small town. Luckily, all our guys is from clubmates basically. No outside people, but hopefully for Super C next year we need extra boost. We're gonna need players. We can't stick with that same team that we did yesterday. They did good, yeah, but they can only go so far. Yeah. So we're definitely gonna need. There's a lot of neighboring clubs around.
Do you think that makes a team better or weaker when you have all your players come from the same community?
For the zones, yes. Then you can have the same guys, same club, perfect. But once you go up to Super C, you get guys like Ensenad, Kraaifontein, Pinel Villages, Calmo. They're all going to be there, and with our small front row we had this year, I don't think we're going to sit with the big dogs next year. So we're definitely going to need some extra guys in there, and there's already talks about getting some new guys in.
All right.
New
So,
people in.
where are you going to find these new guys?
We just have to go and look, JP.
Really?
Yeah, we just have to go and look.
I'm not wild about that idea of going to look for players.
I know we
I
definitely
prefer
have
if
to
they come from around the corner.
Yeah, lots of talks and stuff, but yeah, we've got lots of neighboring clubs around us as well, so.
Yeah. So one of the big games that you guys played this week, at least in the year, was against Van der Stel. Van der Stel themselves, also a different outfit this year. They've merged with Evergreens.
Yep.
Andre Gabriels has joined them originally from Stelcor. They've also had was Van der Stel, who would you say was the teams that was going to, in the beginning of the year, that you thought was maybe going to be the big challenges?
Number one would be Rugby.
Yeah.
We were worried about Rugby, and the others we didn't worry about.
And so yourself, Adrian?
Definitely Blue Stars was one of ours. And then we knew Coronations and Van der Stel was going to be also derbies for us, as well as the East River Derby. But definitely Blue Stars was one of our games we were looking forward to as a big one.
Let's take a look, folks. We were at the Van der Stel Blue Stars game. I'm not going to give you the score right now. I think Adrian's going to be a little bit embarrassed to see this game. But nevertheless, let's take a look at what happened. Blue Stars against Van der Stel, Evergreens. Right, folks, so the end result there, Van der Stel Evergreens winning 37-31. Adrian, you guys must have really felt like that stung, eh?
Yeah, it was bad. To play a game like that, you could see the tries and stuff. Our guys were motivated, and to lose it in the last minutes wasn't good. So
if I look at your record, I mean, did you think that Van der Stel was going to be? I mean, if we looked at that game there, it really. I know that you didn't win the game, but it looked like it was pretty even.
Yeah.
Or is that just the scores? Would you say?
Yeah, the scores was we weren't evenly matched up because Van der Stel had a huge deck basically.
Yeah.
So we thought we were going to lose in front, and
so if I look at the stats on our Cape Rugby TV app, we're able to see the stats. And your first game you played against Delft, and you beat them 73-0.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a fair score to look at.
Yeah.
It's a warm-up game.
It's a warm-up.
But then you played against Khayelitsha, then you played against Eerste Rivier. Now the Eerste Rivier game I'm quite interested in because that's a 10-0 game.
Yeah.
And not a big margin there.
Yeah, that was at our home grounds, and it was raining that day, like cats and dogs, and it was really tight. And Eerste Rivier actually gave us a hard game.
And then after that it was Blake's, who haven't had a great season. The Strand Pioneers. I'm not even going to go into the Strand Pioneers score.
Cricket, it was a cricket game.
It was a cricket game. And then Windmill. So you had basically 6 games on the run.
Yeah.
Unbeaten. Unbeaten.
Yeah.
Did you not maybe go into the Van der Stel game with a little bit too much confidence?
We were too confident, JP, to be honest. But you can see with all the other games was very soft these games, and we actually thought that we are unbeaten, so we're going to go to Van der Stel, but we knew it was going to be a tough game because we always had that rivalry between the between the two clubs.
Aiden, were you guys watching? Did you know during the league, during the season? Are you keeping track of what the other guys are doing? This is of course now during the league, not the promotion league. But
Yes, most definitely we were watching what the teams were doing within our league and within other leagues as well, so that we would prepare ourselves or know what we were going up against. Especially with Blue Stars, we got them, and
so
then
you guys beat Van der Stel 43-16.
yes, on their own.
Have you got any advice for Adrian? How did you guys pull a win off over Van der Stel there?
I think first off we were evenly matched in terms of score, and second half the tables just turned and we were just dominant over Van der Stel that day.
A good season for you guys as well. Unbeaten apart from the 2 draws, one against Stelkor, Stellenbosch Coronations,
yes.
and then you had another draw against Whistling Wheels. Do you think that those are 2 teams that could have done better in the league, Stelkor and Wheels?
Yeah, most definitely. They had great potential to be able to go further.
Yeah.
I think they were perhaps unlucky with a few losses that it maybe took up, especially Wheels. They came quite dominant within the league, especially when they played us and afterwards.
Yeah.
They surprised us with a few wins that they got away with.
Etienne, if we bring you into the conversation now from a player perspective, obviously playing the Southern League, and then you won the league,
Yes.
and then came the promotion relegation phase, and you had to play against those 9 teams, or at least the other 8 teams in the promotion league. What were the guys? Did the guys have to change their game plan? What was the plan going into that, knowing that the Southern League, maybe there was a certain momentum and a certain style of play, and then all of a sudden you come and now you have to play against the other teams that you haven't played before. They might maybe even have a different style of play. How did you adapt to that?
Yes, JP. Actually, once we went to the draw, we thought Shimashi, Blue Stars, Rugby, Van der Stel against that 4. We told ourselves, now let's take it one at a time. But to be honest with you, we got Blue Stars too early in the promotion league. But that was a really nice, very tight game against Blue Stars. But after Blue Stars, we picked ourselves up and we went all the way.
I'm looking at the app here, and again, you guys also unbeaten. Your only draw you had was against Atlantis. What happened there? I mean, a lot of people would have thought that Atlantis is not such a strong team, but they draw here against the league winners.
JP, actually, you know what? Everybody told us Atlantis is going to beat Morningstar. Everybody where you came, Atlantis is going to beat Morningstar. We went to Atlantis. We've got numerous opportunities to seal the game with penalties. We quick tap. Some wrong decisions. We were over eager, and time wasn't on our side. So for that game, I can blame myself as captain for not making the right decisions.
An away game, though.
Yes, an away game. Yes.
Did you think Atlantis had some advantage there?
In a way, yes. I will say yes.
The other game that I thought was interesting was Laguna. I thought Laguna was going to be a bigger contender.
Was that now in the Southern League, in the league?
Yeah, during your league,
Yes.
and of course you guys beat them. You
Yes.
beat them 28-5. But I remember thinking at some other stage, I think it might have been, might even have been Masipo Mulele going up. But I remember thinking during the league that Laguna were really going to pull out
Yes.
the stops this year and surprise a few people.
Laguna was actually in the beginning. They were cupped. They ended up 3rd in the league, Southern League. But I don't know what happened between the Southern League and the Promotion League. But suddenly they went down.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. Maybe there was some conflict between players, coaches. You know what happened at clubs. So, but they were great in the Southern League. But
Well, you can't win every game. I mean, you can stay on the top. How do you guys feel about that? You can stay on the top, but you got to take a knock somewhere along the line.
Somewhere
And
to have a knock, definitely.
confidence can play a big factor. Adrian?
Yes. Like for instance, we Blue Stars, we lost 2 times in the league,
Yeah.
and we actually topped Rugby, I think with a point or something, or with a few points to remain top of the league basically.
All right, folks, you're watching Cape Rugby TV. It's a little bit more casual tonight. We've got Morningstar and Wraithby and Blue Stars on the show with us. One of the games we were out at during the league was, of course, the match between Morning Star and Retreat. And for those of you that were maybe not following the scene too closely, let me tell you that Morning Star really came through the ranks as the Cinderella team that a lot of people had not expected. And they certainly came out and surprised everybody. The match out in Retreat itself was a big day. They had just come off their centenary. Now, Anthony Elmerson and the guys were out there, and a lot of fans. But I'll tell you more about that in a second. Let's take a look now at the highlights between Morning Star and Retreat. Right, so that was, of course, the final game of the Southern League match there. Morning Star 42-17 over Retreat. Etienne, that was quite a big score. Ek het nie eintlik gedink julle gaan so groot margin opsit nie.
Yes, JP. When we got there at the Retreat, when we were busy warming up, you see, they got massive props, massive forwards. You guys are going to the mark on Monday. That was the words. We said, no, guys, be calm, be calm. Let's go to the playing field. That's how they was going to the mark. In the final score, so we went to the mark. They were just still. We got the bragging rights over them. We won the Southern League. So rugby isn't played before the game. It's played when the final was over. You can talk now. You're in the mark.
Were the players a little bit nervous, or what were they talking about before the game?
That was like, there were a lot of swear words to Retreat. I said, just guys, just be calm, just be calm.
But in the week building up, I mean, did the guys I know we spoke about this a little bit during the season, but did the guys get that feeling of, guys, we're almost there now. This has been an incredible season.
Yes. Like I told you, we were excellent on Monday, the Tuesday night when we got to the field. Coach said, yes, guys, this week is a Retreat. This is the biggest class, and this is a class for the Southern League. Yeah. We must be on our toes now. We must step up. Our heads must be clean. We must get everything in order. We were very calm. We were not really too relaxed, but we were in the back of our minds. We said, "We're Retreat. They're second. They're coming." I think at that time they were 2 points behind us. But if we slipped that one, they would have won the Southern League because they were very.
It was a league decider.
Yes, it was a league decider. But at the end they were very arrogant when we got there and stuff like that, but they didn't go to our heads. We stayed calm and we won the game.
Well, I must say, I really loved being there, and the retreat guys were so hospitable.
Yes,
you know, we
yes.
went afterwards into the change room and we into the clubhouse at least, and they had their, I think, 120th centenary in the week before, which is, I think it was a time that they could have taken a break, but they chose to play through it. I don't know if that would have any impact. Maybe it was good for them, maybe it was bad for them, but it was nice to be at Rugby. I thought, Rugby at retreat, and the gears of the players. Now, Adrian and Aiden, what you guys won't know is that on the day while we were there and the guys were on the field, both Laguna and Silverleaf and one other team, I can't remember who it was now, Masi, was at the field to see what is going to go, how did these guys play. Yes. Did you guys also go spying?
Yes, we went a lot. We went to Morning Stars one, and we went to watch Van der Stel a bit and check what other guys were doing. So yeah, that's what we do.
Do they know that you're there when you...
Yeah, we make sure they know we're there. So we're still the league champ, so we make sure. We come in full blue force and we
really?
go. Yeah, we go full blue force.
I think the one game we went to go watch was, I think it was Blue Stars and Van der Stel.
You see?
Yeah.
So that's
oh, you're going to watch Span
We went to go watch of them, yeah, especially going into the promotional league.
What's the maximum activity you do when you go spying? Do you just sit one side and watch, or do you like go undercover and try and like listen?
we just want to let the other team see. If we still need to play rugby, we just want them to see now we're watching you. We're coming for you. So yeah, that's my.
Do they know? Do they know?
No, they definitely knew.
They were like, hey, he means it opgedaag.
They won us in the league, so we were coming for them. So.
Do you think that helps or that creates more of a vibe? I mean, you know, rugby is supposed to be a community sport where everybody's friends comes together. I mean, one of the things that we really love about club rugby is that, especially nowadays, you know, since we've started the show and with the advent of social media, you guys, back in the day, you would only see the same players home and away.
Yes.
And you didn't see them for the whole year again.
Yes.
Only the next year. Now you get to see each other on Facebook and you see the guy on TV, and there seems to be a much more like, and at the sevens, for example, where you maybe even end up playing in the same team again.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there seems to be like a whole community now compared to 10 years ago. I don't know, Etienne, do you think?
I think like you say, JP, the rugby is bringing players like friends now. Like they play, like become brothers.
Yeah.
You get chat with them on Facebook, said what's your score, how was the game, everything like that on social media. They would say, hey, what's your score, how did it go, how was the ref, especially how was the ref.
Oh really?
Yes. But we became like friends, like me and Aiden, we went to the same school, so a long time we know each other. But actually what I was trying to say is that after rugby,
You guys went to the same school?
yes.
All right, okay.
With the Renzel as well.
All right, so we got a whole family environment going. The only question I was about to ask is who did not go to the same school. All right, but anyway, we can't all be lucky enough to go to school in Pretoria. So, from a team perspective, though, do you think, are you guys fussed? Are you guys committed to next year? Can we put that down on the books yet? Okay, folks, we're going to leave that question a little bit later. Right, Score, of course, you can see behind me a Score energy drinks on board with Cape Rugby TV. Now, if you want to win yourself a case of Score, then all you need to do is SMS the word Score to 33090. 33090, and you put yourself in the mix to win a case of Score energy drinks. Congratulations to last week's winner, Paul Seister. Paul walks away with a case of Score energy drinks. Paul, somebody from Cape Rugby TV is going to be in touch with you soon. You win yourself this case. Let me put it up the right way around. There we go. A case of Score energy drinks. Okay, especially I love this when it's cold. If it's nice and ice cold, Score energy drink is really the perfect drink to get you through the day. When we come back from the break, we're going to take a look at what happened in the match between Rugby and Eersterivier. Now, Eersterivier and Macassar, those are teams out there that I thought were particularly danger teams this year. Running rugby, that's what they've got. They've got super great, fast running rugby. Dangerous teams at its best. Rugby up against Eersterivier when we come back. We're, of course, joined by Etienne Boertes, Aiden Robertson, and Adrian Fisher from Morning Star Rugby and Blue Stars. Back in a sec. Welcome back, everybody. It's Cape Rugby TV. It's that time of the year where we have our captain's corner or our captain's table. We bring some friends of Club Rugby down to Cape Rugby TV, excuse me, where we have an opportunity to speak to the various captains from across the league. And it's a fantastic time of year because some of the guys have never met each other before other than on the playing field, and this time we've got the guys around the park. Right, so one of the other matches we looked at during the year was, of course, Rugby, who is joined with us tonight by Aidan Robertson, who's vice captain and plays centre. Aidan, the match against Eersterrivier, did you think that Eersterrivier was going to be a challenge?
Most definitely. The coach warned us in the weekend saying that they're going to come for us. So we prepped ourselves for a huge game. I think that was also one of the biggest crowds that we got towards the field as a big derby.
Yeah, but they're close by. I mean, you guys are neighbours.
They're close by. Yeah, we were basically neighbours. Yes. So it was a big game for us that day, huge crowd, and luckily we pulled that game off on the day.
Do you think that Eersterrivier, Macassar, Rugby are more neighbours than, for example, Blue Stars?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
Because since we are so close to each other,
yeah.
I think we are more neighbours than what we are to them.
Yeah, and Adrian, I mean, on your side, I would say probably Blue Stars is more neighbours to Stelkor, Blakes.
Van der Stel and Blakes and those guys.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look at this game. Rugby up against Eersterrivier. Right, folks. All right, so Rugby beating Eersterrivier 33-28. Egg on my face there when I say, wow, that's a great try. Who scored that try? And Aidan Robertson says, well, that was me.
No. That try was Damien Jooster, the scrum off, that scored a brilliant try with Sherwin Prince giving him the no-looker pass there, the wing.
So it wasn't you that scored that sniping run?
Oh, the run, yes.
That was you?
From the line out, yes.
I must say, a great run, great try.
Thanks, thanks a lot.
You know, because I often see players who goose step as if they've just swallowed some electricity. And I never know why. You know, you're just getting airborne. And your run there was like you took the line and you didn't overstep, you just made your move. Is that your skill set? I mean, you seem to really got a lot of gas there.
Yes, I don't like to take a lot of contact straight up. So I always try to get you wrong-footed. A lot of people said there that I should have stepped towards the outside, towards the space.
A lot of people would have been wrong there.
Yeah. So then I took the inside foot there. So yeah.
Adrian, would you? I mean, have you guys now marked Aiden as a danger?
Yes, definitely. Hopefully in Super C we know about him now. So I only met him today now. So
first time.
Now I saw what he did. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't want to have any player recruitment going on here. So I know I've already heard all of you guys saying that you've got to get more guys. But Eersterrivier, dangerous side. I've always thought that their running rugby is spectacular, and if you're not careful against Eersterrivier, they can take you to pieces.
Yes, definitely. I think that happened to us first half we were very dominant over East River. Second half we started off a bit slow, and they actually made that comeback. That's where the 28 comes from, because they were down. I think we were about 20 points up against them half time, and they actually managed to make a comeback second half, putting up 28 points against us.
When we look at club rugby on TV, I mean, actually not club rugby on TV, that's all I see. When we look at Super Rugby on TV, you see all these set phases, and there's a lot of work on big forwards who must control the phase, and then they set up the phases. But I get, we've spoken about it before, that in the world of club rugby, which is more realistic, you only get to practice maybe twice a week.
There's a difference, yes.
There's a big difference. You don't have the luxury of massive players, and quite often you don't practice drills and drills and drills. So quite often on the day in club rugby, it's going to be the player, like that run of yours maybe wasn't premeditated. It's an expressive, I mean, do you guys feel that way, that you can actually go out and just enjoy yourself?
I think, that's the difference between the top club rugby and our normal league rugby, basically, where the Super A's and Super B's, I think that's all structure.
Yeah.
Where with our rugby, you play for your team, you play for your people, your family, and the whole crowd, basically. So,
is there a feeling like, hang on, if on that then, that you don't not necessarily know that you're going to get the perfect phase and that. Is there a feeling in the teams with you guys, like there must be one guy in the team you just go, just get the ball to him?
Yeah.
Yes.
And he'll make it happen.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Who would you say in your team?
Matthew Alexander.
He's your danger man.
The Jet. We call him the Jet.
The Jet. Yes. And yourself? It's you.
No, not myself. I think I would either be Captain Breven Titus or Devon Nick, our prop. They call him the Bulldozer.
The Bulldozer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you get the ball to him and he's going to crunch it over.
Yes.
And yourself, Adrian?
I think this guy's going to kill me if I don't mention his name.
Yeah.
And I think our scrum of Ashley Fakuni. I think he's one for going
Do you guys
big.
worry that they get maybe picked up by other teams and end up, I don't know, Etienne?
Yes, JP, a couple of years back, 2-3 years back. Matthew is now 22. Derbial took him away from us 2016.
Yeah.
But he came back in 2017. See?
Super League C is now coming up for all of you guys. We've said this, I mean, by now, if you're not training at the moment, you're going to end up finding yourself in trouble. I can tell you that that's a fact. So if your players are not in the gym at the moment, doing conditioning, working on getting their weight up, Super League C comes along. As with every league, you'll find that you need to be 5 kilos heavier and 10 meters faster. Have you guys started thinking about the fact that it's not just a matter of coming up, but if you want to do well in that league, you want to come up and do well? What's the thinking at the moment around the next league? Level up?
Easy to get on top, but the hardest part is to stay on top.
Yeah.
So we must put in the hard yards, get the guys into the gym, because at Monus are we busy, but we're taking a break now for the festive season. You understand? So we're starting at the 8th of January, going back to the field again to get our preparations underway. So, but everything is looking positive at Monus.
And Adrian, I mean, looking at Super League C, have you started thinking about the teams that you're going to be up against?
Yes, every day you go with all the names and stuff.
Who are the ones that you think?
We've got about 7 derbies around us, which is Calmore, Pinel Villages, Ensenards, Kraaifontein, Scottsdene, and then Morning Stars as well. So it's going to be tough.
So you think possibly Super League C? We said this year that Super League B was it was like the league of death. Everything was a derby. Everything was a neighbor against a neighbor.
Yes,
it was just weak.
family against family.
And the top 4 and 5 teams was always only 1 point out. Maybe Super League C this year, coming up 2019, is going to be the crunch match. If you say there's so many derbies.
And there's a lot of derbies coming up.
Yeah. Right, folks. We're going to take an ad break. When we come back from the break, we'll catch up with some of the DHL Stormers players. We went out to the practice session, Siabela Sinatla and Alistair Vermaak, and the boys were out practicing. And as you know, every week now we catch up with the DHL Stormers. They're busy with their off-season training, the kind of training that Wraithby, Morning Star and Blue Stars are not doing right now. They will start next year. We'll be back in a sec. Welcome back, everybody. It's Cape Rugby TV. Remember Dulux Maitland at number 30 Coburg Road. You can see them behind me right there. They've got all the paint supplies that you need. If you drive down Coburg Road, just over Foot Trekker on the left-hand side, Dulux Maitland, the Specialist Paint Centre. Just look for that sign there. Dulux Maitland, and they got all the paints that you need. They'll spec your premises, great service, you can work out exactly how much you need, save a ton of money. Right, we were out with the DHL Stormers with their strength training sessions, and we managed to also interview a couple of players, which catch up with the Stormers strength training session, Dylan Lades, Alistair van Mark, and Siabela Snatla.
Ja, ek moet sê dis 'n hele nuwe pre-season wat ons aanvat. Ons begin vroeg in die oggend 6:00 en ons maak vroeër klaar, so die manne is altyd vol energie. Hulle het daai recovery tyd in die middag en dan kom hulle net met nuwe energie die volgende dag. Ek hou nou al 'n tydjie aan hier soos by 10de jaar hier by Western Province en Stormers, so van junior daar af, so kom hulle tydjie aan, ja. Ja, kyk, ons is 'n klein groep ook en die coach het gesê hulle wil meer fokus individueel op elke ou om sy skill en conditioning te develop, en as 'n hele paar springbokke wat ons nog moet join volgende jaar, so ons het daai kontinuïteit vir volgende jaar ook, ja. En as baie jong ouens wat nou in die groep is en dit gee vir hulle geleentheid om die coaches te bewys hulle is fit genoeg, hulle sterk genoeg, en obviously as ons warm-up game speel, as hulle geleentheid kry, dan kan hulle self ook bewys daar.
Yeah, absolutely. After a long layoff, it's pretty frustrating, you know, to chill down and have to relax a bit. But it's much needed because I've been playing rugby for like 5 years. I'm going, you know, a bit season between 7s and 15s the whole time. So it's good to actually just get down and chill and, you know, spend a little time with the rehab group, strengthen the body again, get the joints going again, and now back with the team, so it's really lovely. Yeah, 100%, we're giving Sevens a break. Obviously with the World Cup next year, we're trying to sneak into the squad, so have to thoroughly focus on 15s, can't afford to, you know, lose track and go back to Sevens, learn other habits other than 15 habits. So we're just giving it a full go this season, seeing how it goes, and we'll check out and review how we move forward from there.
Welcome back, folks. Of course, the DHL Stormers there at the High Performance Centre, busy with their strength and conditioning sessions. All those exercises that you're seeing over there are now very important for core strength and making sure the muscles and ligaments are ready for the Super Rugby season. I believe that the first game is in the last week of February, so Super Rugby is just around the corner. Let's catch up with Siabela Snatla, at least with Dylan Lades, well, old friend of Cape Rugby TV, and we've been following him for a long time.
Yeah, obviously we had a nice little break off the Currie Cup, and I was elected to be back here with the guys. This is always the time of the year, obviously, when there's no rugby involved. So we work hard, you know, on the field, but also we have a lot of fun off it. So yeah, it's been quite good seeing all the guys again, and we're a much smaller group, so you know, everyone gets along well, and you know, plenty good times that have happened so far this pre-season. Yeah, I think it's very important for us. You know, we really, you know, wanted to express ourselves and enjoy the Currie Cup campaign as much as possible, you know, and show the people how much we enjoy playing rugby, and you know, how much we love the game. So I think that was the most important message we tried to get across. And you know, from hearing a lot of people coming up to us in the public and saying, you know, how they appreciate the fact that we were, you know, playing a good brand of rugby. I think that's what we've been trying to focus on a lot during this pre-season now. You know, just trying to get the fun back into our game, and I think hopefully if all things come together, you know, we can pull off a pretty good Super Rugby campaign, you know, bring some people back to Newlands with our entertaining style of rugby.
Welcome back, folks. Dylan Lades chatting to us there, of course, most impressive Stormers players. Do you guys ever get to bump shoulders or rub shoulders with the Stormers guys, or go to the games?
Go to Newlands, yeah.
Yes.
Every now and then?
Yeah.
One of the things that we've noticed this year, of course, is the migration to sevens. I don't know how many of you guys played in the sevens, but the seven seems to be something that the club rugby guys after the league are enjoying. Is that something that you might set an eye on for club structures in the future?
Yes, definitely on our side, but this year we couldn't because of the promotion league that took a bit long.
Yeah.
So our guys was actually, they wanted to go play and they couldn't because we had to play that in Masiphumelele, we had to go play there.
So
there was a young team that wanted to go play, so the last minute we couldn't make it. So
we've seen Wraithby play a lot of sevens rugby. I mean, you guys, you were hosting the score sevens at one stage between Wraithby and Blakes and Macassar.
Yes, definitely. I think the few of the younger guys, we wanted to go play the sevens, but also, like you said, the promotion league, and I think the guys' bodies were a bit tired. The league was a bit taxing on our bodies, so I don't think anybody still wanted to go play a couple of weeks for sevens still after.
But Morning Star, you guys made it all the way to the score sevens and you gave it a big go.
Yeah, it's like Morning Star is very greedy for sevens. The guys are greedy for sevens. They were a little bit disappointed because of, like Aiden said, that there's a promotional league taking too long. But next year we're definitely gonna enter again because we've got 2 tournaments coming up. Early next we go to the Westbank Sevens and we go to the Hamadia Stands because the guys are really ready to get onto the field.
The guys love rugby.
Yeah. Like I say, they're greedy for rugby.
Etienne, thanks for joining us here on the show. It's been great having you, and Aiden and Adrian. We wish you guys the best of luck for next year.
Thanks, AP.
Thank you.
Right, folks, that's a wrap from us here at Cape Rugby TV. We will see you again next week, same time, same place, with the captain's table. Have a fantastic rugby weekend. Bye-bye.